everybody. Welcome to Tuesday night Knit Chat Cafe.
Yay.
Tuesday. I don't know what day of the week it is, but my iPad told me Knits and Pieces was going to be on in 30 minutes.
30 minutes. And you said, man, I better get moving because it's going to take me a half an hour to move that 2 feet across, right?
Yeah, at least. Anyway, my name is Noelle, and this is my friend,
Kelly.
And we are a mostly knitting podcast coming to you from Southwestern Ontario in Canada.
Yes.
And we're back on Tuesday nights for a few more weeks. So
yes,
good to be back. Tuesday night seems like something's just not quite right. But we're not doing Knit Chat. Just seems like something's off. But
yes.
But anyway, there's no possible way I could have podcast last Tuesday night. So
absolutely not. No. We're all good.
But,
all good.
So we're so happy that you're all joining us here in our Knit Chat Cafe, where we meet with our friends every week and just, talk about what we're doing, what we're making, what we're thinking about making, what we're buying. We never talk about what we're not buying.
No. Well, I didn't buy a single thing over Black Friday.
Neither did I.
Neither
did I.
So there.
I did not. So
I just figured I've bought enough lately.
Well, yeah, but you know what? What's really stopped me in the buying is that because you really have to look close for us as to who's shipping it. Because if Canada Post shipping it, I'm not buying it now. What's the point?
That's right, because it's just going to sit somewhere. Yeah.
So
our postal service in this country, in Canada, is on strike right now, and it doesn't appear that there's any immediate
resolution.
End in sight. No. They seem to be quite far apart at the bargaining table, and because I do get regular updates, and that's where we're at. We do support the workers' right to strike, and unfortunately, it's just inconvenient, but that's what strikes are. So hopefully,
really bad time of the year. Really bad. I really feel for small businesses that rely on the postal services to get their product out, especially at this time of year.
Yes. And I do feel, I really feel bad for the families that are involved in the strike as well, because I'm sure this is a tense and stressful time for them as well. So hopefully, fingers crossed, everything gets resolved soon and everyone gets back to work and gets back to their paycheck, and our mail systems correct themselves here in this country. So
okay.
I just want to say welcome to anybody here that's new as well. And if you have found your way here, regardless of how you found your way here, we're very happy to have you, and I hope you enjoy it. Don't be shy either. This is a live and interactive chat. If you have a keyboard, if you're watching a device where you have a keyboard, please feel free to jump in to the conversation. Everybody in here is very, very nice, and I'm sure you'll make some new knitting friends as well.
Yep. So, so it was a busy week. I want to thank everybody that sent me well wishes and good thoughts for the surgery. It all went well. Now it's just the recuperation. So
yes.
So right at the moment I'm sitting at a weird angle because I have to have my foot up. So we're going to try and keep this to an hour today, because that's about as long as I can sit up without having to have the foot elevated a little bit more. But it all went well. And like I said, now I'm kind of on the couch. I was funny because I see there's so many Vlogmases and things that are up in there now. I was going to say I should do Christmas from the couch.
You could. You definitely could, because you will be in that same place for the entire month of December.
I know. But anyway, so it's funny because you don't realize the small things. You think if anybody told you, oh, you're going to have to sit on your couch and just knit, do nothing else but knit for 6 weeks, it would be like,
and you think, oh, what a hardship.
But now it's like when you're sitting there and you're like, I really need that little skein of yarn from upstairs. That's a whole day getting that skein of yarn downstairs to wind it up. So
absolutely.
Anyway, but everything went well, so I can't complain. It's just I know that boredom will set in, but I have lots of knitting to keep me company. So
good.
And also this week, we had a new little arrival in our family.
You did.
This was the new baby that was expected. He was a little bit earlier than what we thought he was going to be, but I'll just put a picture up here. So this is Oliver William. And he was actually born 2 days after my surgery, because I had joked with my daughter-in-law about possibly being in at the same time, but we weren't quite. We just missed each other. So we welcomed him into the family, and I haven't had a chance to have my hands on him yet because I've got a bit of a cough and I don't want to expose any baby to anything like that. But
he's adorable.
Soon I am going to have that baby in my arms.
And he has beautiful complexion too. He's just like peachy cute, very peach.
Yep. And all went well with delivery, and mom and baby and my son are all doing fine, and they seem to be adapting quite well. So,
and this is number 7 grandbaby. This is
number 7 grandbaby for me. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. So that kind of made the pain a little bit easier to deal with on Wednesday.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, he's gorgeous. Gorgeous.
Thanks. So,
okay. Well, let's not waste our 60 minutes. No, so let's get into this.
So I did go through. There were no questions. So we have no questions to answer for this week, but maybe we should go in and take care of some of the admin, because we have quite a few things to give away.
We do have some things to give away, for sure we do. So, it does appear to be working.
It does. I saw that. Yeah. Good.
Yay. Fingers crossed. We've had a little background glitch for the last couple of weeks, but it does appear at this point in time to be working. So that's good. So that should make things go a little smoother for us tonight too. So that's great. Okay. So we had some giveaways carried over from last week. We gave away some pattern bundles, and we had left. So we gave away some last week, but then we said that there would be 3 more sets or patterns going out tonight, and you had to leave us a comment and let us know what you were going to cast on. And my goodness, my list got longer. Did yours?
I know.
There's so many people casting on great ideas. Great ideas. So thank you very much. And some were very, very detailed. They gave us lots of great information as well. So okay, so first up, let's talk. We had the Hudson Ripple giveaway, and that is from Jennifer Shields Toland, and she gave away a bundle of 3 patterns, which was her hat. Which, oops. I have this very clever basket, which now just picked my yarn. Okay, it's not so cute of a basket anymore, is it? Anyway, so her Hudson Ripple hat. This was the hat that I made. There's also mitts. I'll show you those later because I made those as well. And then there's also a shawl of, I think, 3 different sizes.
Yeah, there's a long, like, kind of rectangle one. And then there's one that's called the bandana, which is just like a DK weight 1 skein that's kind of just on a diagonal. And then there's an actual full shawl.
Yes. And it's all based on this, the same pattern, or the same stitch pattern, which she has titled the Hudson Ripple, and that is based on the Hudson River and the ripples in the Hudson River, where she lives outside of New York. So let's just get right to that. This was the winner is, here we go. I'm going to leave us in that spot because that'll be a good spot for all of the giveaways. There we go. So we did a random comment picker, and I found one that worked for more than 250 comments. Okay. So this is the one that we're going to go with, probably moving forward. So the winner is at Luxvol, and she says that because we had asked what the cast on is, she said her next cast on would be Nana's Visit and the Unbearable hat for my daughter. And
that's a cute hat.
It is. It's a good hat, and it's a really cute little Nana's Visit project too, because we're both doing that as well. So congratulations. I'm going to go through the winners, and then we'll let you know how to reach out. Yes. Okay. So that was the first one. And then the second one was the Nord sock giveaway. And this is from Knit Sip Happy, or Nancy Wheeler. And this is a pattern that she released in a, let me get the order right. Did she release the DK pattern first? And then yes. And now she has re-released it as a fingering weight as well. So you're getting both patterns in there. And the winner of this is somebody that we know because we knit with her. It's Finch's Nest 4898, which is Heather. Yay.
Yay. Congrats, Heather.
And she says that her next cast on is going to be a toy mouse. Heather is toy mouse. Yes. Heather is quite a sock knitter, actually. So I hope you don't already have these patterns, Heather. If you do, maybe you'll find someone to gift them to, because I think you'd really like both of these patterns.
Yep.
Okay. And then the third giveaway that we had carrying forward was from our friend Natalie, and she released a new Advent sock. Oh, I should have brought, it's okay. I did the Advent socks, or sorry, I did the Cozy Quilt socks as my Advent-along this past year. And she released a new sock pattern for 2024. And she gave away a couple of patterns. And the winner for this one is at Abby Guy 9465. So congratulations to all three of those winners. So let me just get back to where we need to be.
Okay, are we going to do the other winners first and then put the banner up?
That might be a good idea. Okay, hang in with us, friends. Hang in. Okay, so then the next thing that we have to give away is our monthly Sockalong. And so well, you talk about it. Let me get some stuff ready.
The monthly Sockalong, we've had it going since January the 1st. All you have to do is finish socks. And once they're finished, put them into the finished object thread. It doesn't matter when you started them. Could have been 20 years ago. You just have to finish them and put them in there.
Or a week ago. That's okay.
Or a week ago. And once at the end of every month, we draw both a pattern prize, which is donated to us from Natalie. And then we also draw for a sock yarn prize. So we go back, when we draw, we actually go back right to the beginning of the year and draw from the first entry in there until the current. So the more pairs of socks you have in there, the more chances you have to win.
Yes.
So,
and I just want to say before I put the slides up here about the winners, I went in to do the draw, and there are, to the end of November, there were 3,677 pairs.
Wow.
Do you think we can get to 4,000 by the end of December?
Well, that's just put mine in there.
That's like 330 pairs that we need for the month of December.
It's the whole month, and people are finishing up socks for December, and there's lots of Advent socks out there. So
I don't know. What do you think, friends? Do you think, like, what do we have going on here in the comments?
Well,
do you think we can make it?
I think we should add ours in. Not in, but we can add them to the count.
Well, we could add them to the count.
We could add them to the count.
Maybe we won't need to. Maybe we won't need
to. But
yes,
but we might.
We have a new viewer in here tonight. Her name is Kay Ray. Welcome, Kay. She wants to try socks. This would be a great month to try them.
Yes. and especially, like, there's so many patterns out there now, and so many wonderful DK sock yarns available. And for your first, it would be almost easier, faster gratification by doing a DK weight pair. And then all the techniques are the same. Once you've done those, you can easily go and do ones in a finer weight.
Yes. And I'm going to show you a pair that I'm working on tonight, Kay, that you might be really interested in because they're very quick. So we've got a few comments here. Sarah says that she's got 3 from Sock Tubes. Do they count? They do. They do, yes, Sarah. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And Lee has 5 pairs that she keeps forgetting to enter. And Amy has confidence that this group can do it. So let's see, challenge everybody. Challenge on. Double dog dare, as Irene would say. Do you think we can get to 4,000 pairs by December 31st? Okay. That's the challenge. A lot of warm feet. A lot of warm feet. I know. Who would have thought 4,000 pairs?
A lot of love in those stitches.
A lot of curse words too, probably. Okay. Here we go. So we give away 2 prizes. Did you say that? One is a pattern, one is a yarn. So the first one that we're going to do is the pattern, and I'll pull up the slide. So the patterns that we have are donated by Natalie, who is the person who designed the patterns for the Advent sock that we were just showing. She has a lot of other patterns in there as well. A lot of them are sort of Advent friendly, and they're scrappy friendly as well, but she's got some sweaters in there as well. So here we go. And thank you, Natalie, for supporting the podcast too.
Okay, well, lots of people say they have socks here that they can enter, so get them in there.
Get them entered. We'll hit 4,000 by tomorrow. Get busy, friends. Okay, so the winner of the I can't go sideways on this one. Nope, sorry. All right, the winner of the pattern it was random number 3476, and it is Maureen, who is Maureen Gale on Ravelry. And Noelle, when I was choosing these socks, I think they're called the Hobbity socks by Kay Jones of the Bakery Bears. And I thought that sort of went with your theme of the Lord of the Rings for the year. So congratulations, Maureen. They're really a cute pair too. I like that.
Yep.
Okay. And then we also give away a sock yarn every month. And this month's sock yarn, keeping with the sort of Christmassy theme, is from Full Moon Fibers. And this is a yarn.
Nice.
I had this kit as well. They donated this kit to us, but I did also have this kit, and I knit these socks, and these are one of my most worn pairs. The colorway is called Treat Up Land. This is their Nebula Eclipse sock base. So it's 80% merino, 20% nylon. And then, so you get a full 100 gram skein here, and then you get 2 really nice coordinating colors. I knit my first pair. I still, actually the yarn is just sitting off camera. I still have, because I paired mine with the green, I still have the lavender, and I have enough for a second pair of socks. So there you go, friends. Probably get 2 pairs out of this for sure. So thank you, Full Moon Fibers, for this.
Yep, gorgeous.
And the winner.
Definitely with that, you should be able to get 2.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, is Marina, who is Marina Math on Ravelry. She was number 481. So this was back earlier in the year.
Yeah.
And I really like these socks too. She said that it was just a simple, it looks like a twisted rib, right? Yes, it looks like a twisted rib, which would be a labor of love. These socks were for her husband, and that would be a lot of twisted rib knitting, but they do look really, really nice. I like the colorways.
Yep.
So congratulations. Now, I'm going to pull up the banner. There we go.
Whoops. There we go. Now we're
go ahead, Noelle.
Okay, so the winners can contact us at knitsandpiecespodcast@gmail.com. If you have won, just put your Ravelry name in there. If you've won a pattern prize. And for a physical prize, we need your full name and your address. And I guess we want to say about that too.
Yes.
Until the Canada Post strike is over, we'll still be keeping track of what the prizes are, but we'll be doing a total big mail out once the strike is over.
Yes. Yes.
So, because so many of the carrier services are just too cost prohibitive to be able to mail them out.
I don't even know that we have a way. Because
not to a lot of places we don't.
Not out of Canada even. Like there are ways within Canada that are quite costly, but to get it out of Canada, that's really cost prohibitive. So we will be holding any mailed prizes, as Noelle said, until the strike is over. And it won't be like the day the strike is over. We're going to give it a week or so after the strike is over, because there is going to be a huge backlog in that system. We don't want your yarn or your prize to get lost. So just bear with us.
Yes, you will. You will get it.
You will get it. Once you notify us with your address, I am tagging everything and just holding everything aside. Okay.
So, okay.
Before we
congratulations for all the winners. So,
okay. Before we leave the admin, we want to talk about what is going to happen for the month of December. So, today is Tuesday, the 3rd. Tuesday is our normal podcasting day, our live stream day. We did switch it the last few weeks. We switched over to a Sunday, which was really nice for some people that can't join us on Tuesdays on the live. And we switched it to a Sunday to accommodate my travel schedule and Noelle's surgery schedule. So now we're back, but not for the whole month, because Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve is falling on a Tuesday as well. So here's what we're going to do. We will put this in our show notes down below so you'll know where we are to watch us. And don't forget too, even if you miss a live, we always leave it up on the channel so you're able to watch after and join in as well. So for the next 2 Tuesdays, being December the 10th and December the 17th, we are in our regularly scheduled spot, Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. After that, for the 22nd and the 29th of December, we will be switching that to Sunday. And it will still be Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And also the 29th is a special day, a special Sunday, because that is what we are going to have our, this is our 3rd one now? The 3rd?
Fourth
annual? Okay, 4th annual PJ party. So, we recognize that most of you may attend in your PJs already, but Noelle and I don't normally have our PJs on.
Okay, this is the first time I've been dressed in a week. I could have easily come with my PJs today. So,
But we will be in PJs on that one as well.
Yes.
So we traditionally the podcast day that's between Christmas and New Year's, we take that as a PJ party, and we show up in PJs too, and sometimes elf hats too. But anyway, but that is
elf hat.
Yes, I know. I've got mine too. I have to remember to pack it because I will be in BC. So that's a really fun night. It's not a normal night. It's mostly just, it is the party that we say it is. And there's a lot of prizes that we give away that night, like more than usual even. And it's just a really fun night. We have a lot of surprises going on for that night as well. So put that one on your calendar. That's one you don't want to miss. Okay.
Yeah. And then into the new year, we'll be back on Tuesdays.
Back on Tuesdays, regularly scheduled. Yes, because I'm coming home on the 1st, which is, yes, that's fine. We're good. All good. All good. Yeah. Okay. Admin done.
Okay. Well, I see that Heather from Timber Yarns is in here. So why don't we talk about the Gnana gnome cal?
Okay. Okay. Yes. I'm
which
having
they
so
haven't
much
given
fun.
me enough to knit.
Yes, today it was only 10 rows.
I'm like, really? 10 rows? Really? Anyway.
But it's so much fun.
I know.
It's so much fun. It's something to look forward to.
It's okay because then I'm keeping up with all my other stuff that I have to get done. Because if they gave the whole thing, I'd have to knit the whole thing before I went on to something else.
That's right. And see, this is why I have never joined in December knit along, because I always think I have too many things going on in December. I can't possibly keep up. If this is the amount of knitting, I think I can keep up to this one. Yeah. What we are talking about, of course, is Gnana's Visit. And Gnana is a mystery gnome, and a clue is released, one clue each day from December 1st until December 21st. And she is a pattern by Sarah Shira. And there are several yarn dyers that have gotten in on this as well. And there are some really good prizes to be had at the end. I think I'm trying to remember how many I read when I was reading, but I don't remember, but there's lots. And so these yarn dyers have put together little bundles that you can have sent to you, or you buy and then you have sent to you, and then you can knit along with the clues. And not every day is a knitting day. So yesterday was not a knitting day. And the clues come out about 8 o'clock our time every morning. So they have been coming out early. Noelle thought they weren't going to come out until 10.
Early. The first one was there because Amy messaged me and told me, but I had already gone to bed. If I had still been up, I would have been knitting it that night. But
I didn't want to cast on early because I was waiting for daylight to photograph my little basket of happiness. But anyway, okay. So let's show what we've got done so far.
Okay.
So I'm keeping all of mine in a cute little basket.
Kelly and I are both doing ours in the Timber Yarns kits.
Yes.
Just different colorways. So I didn't block mine or anything, so it's kind of hard to.
Well, I don't know how to block it yet. We don't know what part of Gnana this is.
There's mine. So mine is in like a neon pink and a neon green. And this little stitch, I have to tell you, I had to rip that out one because I did it wrong because I was racing ahead in the pattern.
It's called a faux embroidery stitch.
So I got to do it twice.
A knit so nice you knit it twice, right? Yeah. Okay, so here's where I'm at. Mine is not coming out true to color. I'll tell you that from what I see on my camera. This is much more, this is called gingerbread. This is also from Timber Yarns.
Yes, and mine is called the red. Holiday Magic. So Natalie, it's a kit from Timber Yarns called Holiday Magic. So we're trying to figure out what this piece is.
I thought maybe it was going to be a cape, but now
what does it decrease?
But I don't think it's a cape anymore. So now I'm wondering, is it going to be
like a little apron dress or something?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's so much fun though. I'm having so much fun. And so in this kit, Heather sends you the yarns that you'll need to make it. And then there were some other little goodies too. And there was some hot chocolate, which my husband took. And that's fine. Gnana's glasses.
Glasses, yep.
There we go. Gnana's glasses.
Yours are black. My glasses are gold.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay. And then there were some stitch or not.
Markers.
I just want to call them stitch markers, but they're not. They're needle stoppers.
Needle stoppers.
And I have gingerbreads. What did you have?
They're little Christmas gnomes.
Little Christmas gnomes. Okay.
Yeah.
Gail says she thinks it's Nana's body. I don't know. I'm not sure.
I don't know. We'll see.
Helen
I guess
thinks
we
it's a
shall
dress. Joy wants to know how many Nanas you're knitting, Noelle.
I'm just knitting one. I'm just knitting one this year.
One.
Because if I do more and I'm giving them out, I have to do 7. I don't have time to do 7.
That's right.
Other things to finish off. So that doesn't mean I might not do more later and put them away for next year. But for this year, I'm only doing 1.
Yeah.
Maybe. I've been tempted to cast on another one. So we'll
see. I was
maybe,
too. I was thinking
maybe on the next reading day, I might just have to cast on.
Well, I don't know. I think I'm going to do the one first. And then that's only the 21st. So I would have time. Like if I actually worked on it to make another one. So I don't know. I still don't know what this is going to be. This is all decreased here at the bottom. So I feel like, this could be the bottom of Gnana. Like this could hug around her too.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Or, it could still be a cape because the cape could go this way. Hold on a moment. It could go like this, right?
Yeah.
I was thinking, I don't know. Because she goes out, like it talks, there's a sweet little story that goes along with it as well. And you get to read some days as well. So I'm thinking like she goes out and about and she lives like in a field near a tree line. So it's snowing. It could be a little cape. I don't know. Yeah. I have no idea.
That would make a cute stitch design, even to be on the sleeve of a sweater.
It would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Joy thinks it's a cape with a hood. Fun. Maybe the hood is tomorrow. Anyway. Oh, that would be really sweet, wouldn't it? If it had a hood. Okay. Okay.
And this yarn feels amazing.
It does.
It does.
It's Heather's yarn. It's always
but I haven't knit with like I've been knitting, I don't know, more rustic-y yarns, and I haven't knit with and it does feel really good. So yeah, so I'm really enjoying it. So my other colors in mine are like a cream color and a really dark tealy blue. So
okay. And then I have a cream color. I did switch up one of my colors, just so spoiler alert. It did come with a green in there, and I like the green. It's just I thought I have this one from Heather, and this is licorice, and I like the licorice with it a little bit better, Heather. So I'm going to switch up. It's a designer's call, or not design, knitter's choice. So I'm switching it up. So I'll have these 3 colors for Gnana. Okay. And then I'll just save the green for some socks because green's pretty too. All right.
Jennifer said that her kit from Timber Yarns just arrived at her door. You can start right now.
There you go. There you go. I get really excited about the clue coming out in the morning. I'm keeping everything.
Yeah, I know.
These little baskets so that I know that I'm just going to go down and spend, a little bit of time in the morning getting that.
Well, and I think when the grandkids are over too, like I'm going to go through the story with them with the little gnome. And so, it would be nice to have one to give to all of them. So who knows? We'll see how many I end up making.
If we knit more, then it would be called a Dauncey. Because a group of gnomes is called a Dauncey of gnomes. So anyway, it's I'm having very fun.
I'm calling mine Gnana Noelle, with Noelle spelled Gnoelle. Maybe I'll get Ross to make little tags for them that say that.
There you go. Perfect.
So
okay.
So that was a whip. So
that was a whip.
Now we're going to go back to finished objects. Do you have any finished objects?
I do. I have 2. How many do you have?
I have 4.
Okay. Well, then you get to start.
Okay. Well, they're not big ones. I've been working on the socks and things for the kids. So last week I showed I had started. These are Declan socks. So these are in the Hollyberry colorway by West Yorkshire Spinners 4-ply signature, and yeah, they turned out really cute. I showed last week. Oh no, I didn't. Yeah. So I think I had just started it last week, but so these were actually, I took to the hospital with me. So I was knitting them on my bed in the morning while I was waiting to go in for surgery. So yeah, thank goodness for knitting. What do people do when you have to wait for something like that and you don't have something to do? I'd go crazy.
Well, it takes some of the stress off too, right?
Yeah.
When you've got, you're heading into surgery. It wasn't the kind of surgery that people are very, very worried about. It was foot surgery, but you're still uncomfortable and it's still a little bit nervous.
Well, even getting it just to get have the general anesthetic. So
that's right. So it's nice to have something else to calm that worried mind a little bit.
Yep.
Keep your hands busy. And oh, Tracy's asking, were you knitting
Yes,
again when you came out of the Gnana set?
But this time I was dropping stitches. It wasn't quite as pleasant. And it's funny because some of the nurses recognized me because I don't think because of the knitting when I was coming out of surgery, but just because it hadn't been that long since I'd been there for the first foot. So they weren't shocked this time. But yes, I was. Yeah. So anyway, so that's
all right.
Finished object number 1.
Okay. So I'll show mine. I knit the, I do have a banner somewhere. There we go, Kelly. The Hudson Ripple Mitts by Jennifer Shields Toland. Goodness. And so I started these. They were started last week. I showed them on the podcast, but now they are in FO and I love them. They have already been worn out.
Yeah, I've worn mine. It's perfect for this time of year. Well, it's a little cool today, but last week, yeah, they're nice.
They're so cozy, so cozy. So yeah. I showed you earlier, but I already had the hat done. The hat and the mitts were a test knit for Jen, and both patterns are now live. They went live. She sold it as a pre-sale, but the patterns themselves actually went live on December 1st, which is just in time for her 12 days of Christmas cow that she's hosting.
So I will post the links to that in the show notes too. So yes. I think cast on day was the 1st, cast off and photo day is like the 12th, and then there are prizes and things, and it's any of the Hudson Ripple patterns. So
yes. And I knit mine with what I had left of my Roots and Rain Kindred yarn. Now, this is no longer available, so don't get too excited and think, oh, I have to have that yarn. Donna no longer dies, unfortunately, for the Roots and Rain. So unfortunately, you can't get this, but I have to say, I love this yarn. I only had one skein of it. I was saving it for a special project. This project did not disappoint. And it's so soft once it's blocked out. Like I blocked the hat. I didn't block the mitts. I just put them on. I've been wearing them. Yeah. So I made, just for reference too, I made the size small, and I was able to get both the mitts and the hat from this one skein. And I weighed it because we were talking about this the other day, Noelle, and I just found the band, and I had weighed it when I started. It was 101.8 grams. So I know the hat was 58 grams, and I still have a ball of it left. I was worried I wasn't going to have enough for the gloves, but I do. I still have some left over too. So this would be a fantastic little gift project for you to make. And I altered mine when I knit the hat. I knit the pattern just called for a 2-inch brim, and I knit like 3.5 inches because I knew that I wanted to turn mine up. I like a turned up brim. So if you were to knit it like as per the pattern, you've got lots of room, and it's a worsted weight yarn, but I love.
You just have to be careful because a lot of there's different yardages in different worsted weight yarns.
Yes.
Because I know mine, I would not have had enough to do the mitts. So I knit the hat. No, it was the size medium hat. I knit the size medium hat to pattern. And from the yarn that I use, I did not have enough left to do the mitts.
You are right.
It was a yarn with a smaller yardage, so it would have been a little bit thicker. So it just depends on the fiber content of the yarn and what the total yardage is overall.
Right. Because in this case, although she is calling it a worsted, and it does knit up like a worsted, and it feels like a worsted, there's 262 yards in here.
Yeah, that's a lot for a
normally you're getting between 180 and 200.
That's right.
For a worsted weight. So yes, do check your yardage. But anyway, I love it. I love the pattern. Thank you, Jen, for writing such a great bundle of patterns. It really is. It's a nice set.
But I think if you were looking at something to do to gift and you wanted to do like 2 pairs of I think you could get 2 pairs of the fingerless mitts for sure out of one skein.
Yeah, for sure.
But again, it all depends on the size you're knitting. You know, a lot of people like to knit the cuff a little longer. I know when I did mine, I used a different yarn, but I know I like to do up here a little longer because I like them to come up a little bit higher on my fingers. So it just depends on, you know, like your tension, the yardage of the particular yarn, and any adjustments that you might make to the pattern. So,
yeah. Okay. There are notes on my Ravelry page too, if you want to get in there and check out anything else. There's lots of notes in there as well. Okay. What else we got?
Okay. So my next finish is Just a minute here. Okay. Now that this is working. Oh, no. It's not. It's not letting me change it.
Oh, okay. What are you trying to get to? Sorry.
I'm trying to go to my pictures.
Okay. I'll go there.
Okay.
Oh, it started working.
Okay.
You see it?
Oh, yes. No, I don't see the picture, but I went to the wrong thing. Okay. I'm going to go to the banner. So I'm doing the bauble patterns. So this next one is the Candle Flame Bauble from 12 Dazzling Days of Baubles, Part 2 by Stacey Lewis. So, and this is the bauble that I did that matches Declan's socks. So I finished these. I've got a full adult, like male adult pair of socks out of these that I did a couple of years ago. This pair of socks for Declan, which I forgot to say, this is the Perfect Newborn Socks by Tabitha Gandy, except I just adjust it. And that's the pattern that I use while the babies are all like a year and under. And I just adjust it by going up in increments of 4 stitches. The original pattern calls for 32 stitches. This one is 40 stitches. So I just increase it by a multiple of 4, and then you're going to adjust your leg length, your foot length, and the length of your gusset. So, but I find that it's a really good pattern that works for babies because of the rib, so it tends to stay on their feet better. And then I had enough left over, so this has got kind of
it's pretty. It's really
pattern
pretty
that goes up through it. And now I've only got about like 5 grams of the yarn left, so I think that might be.
I think you can call it used.
I think I can call it used. So, but I'm really enjoying knitting the baubles. If I wasn't knitting the baubles, I'd be doing the gnomes. But I don't have enough pair of needles to put like, okay, I've got 7 of them laid out and then back to the next. But okay.
Okay, so the next thing that I finished, and I don't have a banner for this because it's just, there's no pattern. This is just one I made up. I knit these for my husband. I finished my
those are nice. Those are
bullfinch socks. Yes. This is in West Yorkshire Spinners, and the color is bullfinch. And I'm trying to remember now, I have about 38 grams left, which would be just enough to make a pair of socks for Miles if I get those done. And then he likes to match. He likes his socks to match with people, so then he could match with his pappy. And I used a contrast yarn in the heels too, and the toes. This is the Knit Pick Stroll in the colorway Ash, I think. Yes, I think it's Ash. And I just did, it's 72 stitch sock. I did a very basic 3x1 rib at Julia and Noelle's suggestion.
It does make a nice sock.
It does make a nice sock. It is not fun to knit. And a 72 stitch sock. And then I made it even a little bit longer than I would normally make it because I was being particular and I wanted to end at this red band. So I went a little bit longer. What else did I do? Oh, okay. So the heel flap and gusset construction. I did a knit one, slip one construction, but then I also did, let's see, it made better on this side here. I did 3 stitches in garter that I like to start with. And what I do differently with this heel is I add a stitch before I start my the knit one, slip one, because I like it to look exactly the same on both sides. And so this way, my first stitch after the garter is a slip, and on this side as well, it's a slip. And if you don't add that stitch, you're going to end up with a knit on one side and a slip on the other. And so then that just does look a little bit different, and I'm not down for that. So how I manage that, as I said, I just cast one on like at this point here, sort of somewhere in the middle. And then when I'm ready to turn the heel in that last row across before I turn that heel, I purl 2 together to get that decrease back down to the number. And then I go back in and do a normal turn. So yeah, he loves them. He was actually, there was like a smile on his face when he saw that they were done. He's like, oh, and he tried them on. He goes, oh, that's a good sock. That's a really good sock. So yeah, Julia, they might become Mike's favorite. I don't know. I hope he doesn't like these knitted socks too much because then he's going to want more pairs. But anyway, I am really happy. It's a really nice color. Really nice color. Okay.
Okay. So my next, again, is another pair of Perfect Newborn Socks by Tabitha Gandy. These ones are for Mackenzie. And here's these ones. And this is also West Yorkshire Spinners, but this is the vintage tinsel colorway. So it does have, you can see the sparkle. So it does have sparkle in it. So this is a really pretty yarn. So it knits up basically self-striping.
Very pretty.
And I just did the heel flap and the gusset and it worked out fine. Like my heel flap is kind of all one color. And again, this is 40 stitches. So I adjusted the pattern. And here's what the yarn rolls up like. Now the West Yorkshire Spinners doesn't come like this. It actually comes in a, I don't even know what you call that put up.
A cake. Is it? No, not a cake.
A ball.
It's a skein.
A skein.
It's a skein.
Anyways, It comes like that, but I much prefer to knit from this. So I roll it into this because otherwise, if you start from the outside, the ball's rolling around. And if you start from the inside, then you get this
the ball
that flops in on itself and you got to fix it anyway. So I just roll it into a ball like this to start with, and then it's easier to deal with. So yeah, so I've got, I didn't weigh it, but I've got this left. I've still got 2 more pairs of kid socks to do. So I don't know if I'll have enough or whether I'll have to do a different yarn for one of the others. I'll have to see, but I know this yarn goes a long way. So we'll see how far I get with it.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So that's 4 of the kids. No, 5 of the kids socks are done. So I've only got 2 more pairs and all of the adults are done except for the ones that I'm working on for myself. And I still have almost 3 weeks. 3 weeks from today. So, and a lot of couch time. So I'm pretty sure it'll be done.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
And I have one more finish.
Okay.
Do you have any more finishes?
No.
Okay. So my next finish is also a bauble, but it's just a different pattern. It is the Garter Lace Bauble from 12 More Days of Baubles Part 1 by Stacey Lewis. Now, Stacey Lewis also has a bauble, wrong one. Stacey Lewis also have a bauble along going on at the moment. So
don't mix up your baubles.
Details. No, I know. So here's this one.
Oh, that one's pretty.
And this is my hand spun.
It's very pretty.
So I was really like that. So this was just a hand spun that I had bought at Woolstock, and it was my first time spinning from roll eggs, and it was just like a little wee sample kit that they had, and they put it together, and it was maybe about 25 grams. Well, I've still got enough to do another bauble, and it just subtly changes color, and it's just really pretty and delicate. So I'll have to do another one of those, but I'm having so much fun doing these. And I keep saying, Ross, make more tags, make more tags. I don't have any on, he hasn't got these ones yet, but he makes me, I can just grab, this is my one from last year. So there's my, and that's that garter and lace pattern. And then he just makes me like little, this is from 2022, not from 2024. I don't know if I made any last year. So this one's 2 years old. So
the one that I have, because I'm looking at it, I've got it out.
It must be 2022.
It doesn't have it. Oh, it does have a tag. I was going to say it doesn't have a tag.
So,
yeah. So Glenda's asking if your kids' socks can go in the washer and the dryer.
I tell my kids that they can. I tell them to put them in. They can put them in the washer, but they last longer and will stay better if they lay them flat to dry. So I think a lot of them do lay them flat to dry because their socks still look like they're in fairly decent condition. I don't think it would hurt them to go through the dryer, but they're going to last longer and stay nicer if they just lay them flat. So
some faulty lighting equipment working here beside me.
Oh,
it's just going on and off, and now it's flashing. I came down here the other day and there was a light on in here, and I thought, what the heck is going on? And it was like changing. And so it's like it's possessed. It just comes and goes. So there might be a new one getting ordered tomorrow.
Okay, I just want to go back to this because someone had asked, how do you finish off the bauble? So the way the patterns are written, you're basically knitting kind of a tube, right? That keeps getting bigger to go around the bauble. You do a final increase here, and then you actually pop the bauble right in it. And then the last couple of rows where you're doing the decreases are a little bit awkward because you're doing them around the bauble. And then you do the final is just like you've got so many stitches left, and you just draw your final yarn through them, tighten it up, and then I just stick the ends, just kind of put them inside and pull them out like far enough up the other end and just snip them. So it's the last 3 rows are a little bit awkward. I've been doing them on the flexi flips actually, and that's worked out fairly.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Well.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, I am really having a terrible time with this program here tonight. It's not letting me go into banners or anything. Anyway, we're not going to complain about the program. We'll have to send them some tickets.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to, you know what? We haven't even talked about what we're wearing.
What we're wearing.
Okay.
I know what I'm wearing.
Okay, I know what I'm wearing.
Do you know what you're wearing?
I do know. You go ahead.
Okay,
I don't think that's what you're wearing. I didn't touch anything.
Okay, I have a Gremlin light. We've got a Gremlin program.
Yeah.
Here we go. Ghosts in the machine for sure. All right, so I'm wearing let me pull it up.
Okay, I'm not going to touch anything while you're talking.
Okay, there we go. I'm wearing the Riptide vest by Jennifer Shields Toland as well. This was the second vest that I knit. I test knit this one because this was her V-neck. She originally came out with a rounded neck, and then she rewrote the pattern for a V-neck, and I knew that I wanted a V-neck as well. I really like this one. It's just the right size of a V-neck as well. I do have a picture in here too, so you can sort of see it. It's a cropped vest. I wear it a lot, like with a denim shirt and jeans. And I use the Drops soft tweed. I think the color was raspberry beret. Maybe not. But anyway,
I think it was raspberry something.
Yeah.
But I can't remember.
Yeah. Details are on my Ravelry page. I know that if you're interested to look that up. This was a great pattern. The stitch pattern is in the back of the vest as well. And I get a lot of wear out of this, and it's just really, really comfortable to wear. I like having just that little extra layer of warmth that's not too warm, but just something a little extra to wear.
Yeah, it's nice. Okay, let's see if I can get to mine here. Okay, so I am wearing the Hinterland by Jennifer Steingass. And this, I actually looked, I knit this at the beginning of 2020. So this sweater is actually almost 5 years old. So this one is done in Juniper Moon Farms, Patagonia. Can you go to pictures, Kelly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Juniper Moon Farms, Patagonia. In the juniper colorway is the main color, main body color. And then the contrast color is Spin Cycles Dyed in the Wool. And the color, I believe, is Tough Love. So it's got all the pattern all around the yoke. And then it's just got, you can't see it on the pictures, but I'll hold it up when I take the picture off here. Which it won't let me take the picture off.
There we go.
Anyway, so it also has enough that I did a little bit of design around each of the sleeves. That is in the pattern, but I don't think I did the full length of it. And I mean, the Patagonia, I love the Patagonia. So this is knit at a 22 stitch gauge, but the Patagonia is they class it as a DK weight yarn, but I really find it's more, I find I've knit it anywhere from like 20 stitches for 4 inches up to about 24 or 25 stitches. So it does bloom out, because I know when I did my Miserina, it was a 20 stitch gauge and it was fine for that. But it's definitely not like a heavy DK. Like I would say it's more on the light side, and it does have really good yardage, but it's a beautiful yarn to work with, and it wears well, and it's pretty cost effective. So
I was actually, I had it in my hands, and then I changed my mind and decided against it, but I was going to wear my Jennifer Steingass sweater that I knit in the remix, and it's pretty close to that color green.
Is it?
With the similar, we would have definitely been twinning tonight.
Yep. So, okay. So I guess now we move on to works in progress, except for the Gnana. Okay, how many works in progress?
Just two.
Okay. I have 2 and then one that's just a teeny tiny start.
light's going.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I took it with us on our vacation, and when I got home, I noticed that there was a little bit of a crack in it, and I'm kind of wondering if I did some damage to it while we were traveling. But yeah, I'll be ordering a new one tomorrow.
Okay, so this is just a very, very small start of my new little bauble. So it'll give you an idea of how it starts. So it's almost like you're doing like a little turtleneck sweater, because you start with that, but then when you put it on the bauble, that kind of rolls down and makes a nice little collar around the top of the bauble. So this one is going to have cables and things in it, but it's also in some of my hand spun yarn. So it's going to kind of, it's like a gradient. So, and it's got like golds, blues, pinks. Yeah, it's really fun working it up with the hand spuns, because especially if there's some that you've used, but you don't necessarily have enough to do really anything else with, it's nice to kind of use it up like this and have a little souvenir of it. So, okay, so that's the first one.
Okay. Oh, Isabel, thank you. She says that the color that I used for this shawl or sweater vest,
okay,
Kirsch sorbet in the soft tweed. So, I mean, I think it kind of means raspberry sorbet, right? It's pretty close. It's close. Denise says, yes, be careful with that light. You're not wrong, Denise. When it was flickering last night and I saw it, I unplugged it altogether. Yeah. I didn't want to be messing with that. Okay. So what I have that I've been working on, I showed these socks last week and I finished one. Pull up the banner. These are the Ode to Barbara socks by Summer Lee Design. And I finished the first one. And oh, boy, do I like these socks. These are going to be well-worn pair. Look at this.
So nice.
Look, they are a perfect match to my vest. I'll have to be wearing these together. So on the one side, you get this really nice lace panel going all the way down. And on the other side, it's just more ribbing, and not just ribbing, it's twisted ribbing to start that cuff too.
But then they feel nice on and they fit nice.
Look, so and this yarn. This is the Ginger Snap yarn yak sock. So there is 20% yak, 20% yak in here, a merino, and then that 10% nylon. I really, really like this sock. So
pretty.
I finished the first one. I've got the second one cast on, past the twisted rib. Now I'm just into the regular rib. And I do find, so it's an 8-row repeat. This was going a lot quicker. Once I got that pattern sort of in my head, I can't do the full 8-row pattern, but I don't have to look at it very often. So this was a good book listening sock, because I had a book on, I was listening to, and it wasn't such a pattern that I had to really pay attention. And I still have quite a bit of yarn left too, but really, really nice looking sock. I think these are going to be mine. Well, they are mine. We're just going to say that. So I'm trying to get some socks for everybody finished for Christmas. And I think that will be my Christmas Day socks. Okay.
So my next one is my In the Golden Hall by Claire Ellen. And it was already on there, so I could bring it up this time. Anyway, so these are the final in the Lord of the Rings saga, and these ones are actually going to be for me. So
very nice.
This was not, the first few days after surgery was not a sock that I could work on, not by any shape of the imagination. But I do have the first one, and it's done. I finished the heel flap in it. I've already picked up the one side. And so now the rest of this will actually finish up fairly quickly, because there'll only be pattern on the front of the foot. The sole of the foot will just be stocking stitch, so it'll go a lot faster. So it really is. I put this on and I thought it would even make like really nice, like just like wrist warmers. Like it's
really nice.
The pattern really, really nice. I really like the pattern. And again, it's got like detail going down the front. It's also got detail that goes down, like down here, down the side of the socks. So this is Emma's Yarn practically perfect sock. And I believe it's an 80-20 sock. And this is October 2023 colorway. So it's really this beautiful kind of caramelly color, but it's got like some like a barn red and a little bit of like a chocolate brown and this little flecks of color going through it. And it's really, really pretty yarn. And it's a really nice yarn to work with. So yeah, so I'm enjoying that. And I might get to wear one of them on Christmas. So
yeah, actually, technically, you don't even have to finish the pair. You just have to get
the
one
done,
right?
Done. That's right.
Yes. So she won't be wearing the second one anyway.
No.
I was teasing Noelle about that the other day. I said, so she could actually get lots more wear out of her socks this December because she only has to wear one sock at a time.
That's
so
right.
one pair could do like 4 days.
That's right. That's right. So although my toes that are uncovered are getting cold.
Cold, yes. Yeah. There's a few people in here talking about the kirsch. So kirsch is a liquor that's used in Black Forest cake as well. I did remember that too.
It's used in a Kir Royale.
Yes. It's used in a few things, I think.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So then the other pair that I'm working on, this is fun. This is fun. I'll pull up the banner here. These are the Indoorsy sock. Indoorsy, I like that.
Okay. By
Sonder Yarn Company. And I think I have a picture. Just a moment. Yes, I did. Here's a picture. So these are using 2 yarns held together. And what Lisa has done here is just solid colors. But I got thinking it would be fun to incorporate a pattern. So you hold a fingering yarn with a mohair. Okay. So it's a quick knit. Okay. So I cast these on last night for Kendall and I'll show you the 3 yarns and then I'll show you what it's doing. So I dug deep. This was clearance yarn from Joann's, but this is yarn. I have a pair of this yarn, the Premier Serenity. Those socks, my gosh, they are the hardest wearing socks. They're one of my favorite pairs. So anyway, I grabbed this colorway and I grabbed this mohair, which is a Drops Kid Silk mohair. And I think the color is Lavender Haze. And then I wanted to do the cuffs differently. And I happen to have this little Curio Mini. I don't know if there's a color on here or not. It's a very light lavender. I don't think there's names. I think these are numbers. I don't see anything. Oh, maybe. It's called Pearl. It's called Pearl. So these 3 yarns together, and here's what I'm getting. This. I don't want to give these away now. I was making these for Kendall, but now I don't want to give them away. But look at this. Oh, look at that. That's pretty. Isn't that pretty? And look, I'm so excited. So I obviously the cuff is these 2 colors together, right? And then this. And so these are like narrow stripes. And actually, if you look at the picture on there, you can see like her stripes are quite narrow. And that $297 clearance, gotta love that. Breaking out the big guns here for Kendall. And anyway, I'm super excited about the way it's working out because look, the purple stripe is like perfect. It came out perfect in there that I ended up with going right back into, I call it's a cream colored stripe, but it's showing gray once you add the lavender mohair to it. So it's really pretty. I think these are so nice. And these, dare I say, feel soft as butter, Noelle. So they really do.
What size needles?
A 3. So super quick. And I'm doing them on a 9-inch circular too, as well. So there are this one, I did the size 2 for her, which is 52 stitches. And this, I haven't measured them to gauge, but they sure look like they would be. I don't think I have a ruler here, but it says that would be for an 8-inch around foot. And I thought I only had one of these. And I thought, well, I will easily get a pair out of just one of these. But when I went to enter them in Ravelry, lo and behold, I do actually have 2 of these.
You can make yourself a pair then.
So I can make myself a pair now because I'll have lots of mohair left over, but gosh, that light. Anyway, I just love the way they look. I think they look very cozy and I think she's really going to like them as well. And they're not overly thick. Like I think they're called an indoorsy sock because they're meant to be more like a slipper sock. And there is something very luxurious about wearing a nice pair of socks that have mohair in them as well. But they're not so thick that I think, in the winter, she could probably slide them into a boot pretty easy.
Yeah.
Because I've done the hibernal DK with the mohair and I've worn them in my boots. The mohair does squish down pretty good. But anyway, these are pretty and very quick to make. As I said, if you're looking to get some socks made before Christmas, this might be your pattern because it is a very easy pattern. Very quick. And you can I was going to do the ribbing down the front. I liked the idea of doing the ribbing, but I don't like the way ribbing looks when I have a very defined color work, because then you get those weird little purl bumps and I don't want to be knitting around every other row. So I let it go at this, but I think Kendall will really like them. And I might have to make myself a pair too, because they're really nice. Okay.
Okay, so my last whip is a test knit for Beth McDonald Stone. So I am testing the Craigmore vest. Can you go back to my photos, please?
Oh, yes. Sorry.
That's okay.
There you go.
Okay. So this is, I believe is not going to be out until the beginning of the year, I believe, but I could be wrong. If I have more details on it by next week, I'll let you know. But she's got two versions here. So the dark navy version, basically the sleeves, it's perfectly sleeveless. There's nothing to do with your arm holes after you're finished the pattern. And then on the other one, in the light colored version, you actually pick up and do like a rib around them. So I haven't decided yet for sure what I'm going to do. I'm thinking most likely like the dark version, because then I think more of my blouse or turtleneck or whatever I've got underneath it will show. So this is what I've got done so far. This is what I'm using. I'm using Loch Lomond. It's BC Garn Loch Lomond. It's 100% organic wool. It basically feels kind of like a Shetland style wool.
It does. I like that.
It's got just tiny bit of tweed flex in it.
Yes.
And it
feels
that really nice.
Hat. It does feel good.
Yeah. I'm not sure what they class this as. There's 100. This is just a 50 gram skein, and there's 150.
I think it's a sport weight.
150 meters. Well, they're saying 18 stitches.
Oh,
it's not a sport, but I wouldn't consider it 18. I'd figure it around 20, which is 20 to 22 is what I'm knitting this at, because there's different. So it is good. It is good yardage for that. But on their ball band, they're saying 18 stitches and 28 rows for 4 inches, and on a 4 to 5 millimeter needle. So I am on a 4 millimeter needle, and this is what I've got so far.
Oh, that looks gorgeous. I love that color.
Yeah, it's working up, and this yarn is showing up the stitch definition really nicely. And so it's got the cables, the little cables kind of going down the sides. You've got this big cable in the middle, and then the back is all ribbed. So I think it's going to fit really nice, like just like kind of hug the body.
It looks strange at this point.
but that's like your rib sock looks like that before you blocked it or before you put it on. But it's fun to knit. I've gotten to the point now where the pattern's memorized, so I don't have to have the pattern in front of me. So there is a neckband to pick up and go around. But the armbands do have just like a nice finish as it is. So I think I might just leave them the way they are, because I don't know if I really want it to come over more. So,
right.
But yeah, so it is going to look a lot different once it's blocked. But I know I've
Deborah says
it
looks like a corset.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Very nice. No, it will block out very nice.
I really like it. So it's been a fun knit, and I will have that done by Christmas for sure. So that might be what I wear for Christmas. So, and that's it. Good.
I did forget to mention the indoorsy sock. It's a free pattern on Ravelry too.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you feel so inclined, and I mean, it's a free pattern with 3 variations, and everybody's got some leftover mohair. We all do, right?
Yes, but some people can't get upstairs to get it.
You're right, Kim. You do have to be careful on polished floors when you're wearing mohair socks.
I know.
Yes,
I have to be careful even when they're not just regular socks. Yeah. I usually have slippers on top of them anyway. But okay. Well, did you buy anything?
I did not.
No, neither did I. So I did not. But okay, well.
We're at an hour and 5 minutes. We timed that perftly. You said an hour. How's your foot feeling?
It's starting to just go like
boom, boom, boom. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Oh, goodness. Well, thanks for coming on here tonight anyway, because I know it's not easy.
I missed it doing it last week. Well, I mean, I couldn't have done it last week. Last week on Tuesday, Ross put the Christmas tree up while I was laying on the couch. I had no idea that the Christmas tree had gone up. So those were pretty strong painkillers. I was just sort of out of it. But
yeah.
Anyway, yes, I just will go put my foot up now. And it's just uncomfortable sitting at this angle, but I have to.
Yeah.
But it's okay. It works.
Okay.
So.
All right, friends. So we will
get knitting those socks.
Get knitting those socks. Yes.
And your Advent things and your Advent projects.
Things. Yes.
So we'll go through that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's do that. Let's do that before we sign off. There we go. So we already talked about the socks.
Yep.
And then we've got the Adventalong. And yes, I did mean to make a note about that because with the Adventalong, we've been working on this all year. I did some socks. Noelle's did 12 pairs of socks. Lots of people did 12 pairs of socks. Yes. Well, lots of people did 12 pairs of socks. And Sheila actually did 24? Yes, 24 little mittens for a garland for an Advent mitten along that she did for her daughter. So the idea, excuse me, I felt that one coming. The idea was that you take the pressure off in December and you knit your Advent projects throughout the year. But that doesn't mean that if you are feeling Adventy, you can cast on now and get an Advent project in there.
So we opened up doing their Nana's gnome.
That's right. That's an Advent project.
Yes. Yeah.
So I opened up the thread. The finished object thread is now open on Ravelry. So if you've been waiting for that to happen, you do have to go in. So we've been pulling from the chatter thread, but now this is the time that if you have finished a project throughout the year and you want it to be entered in for our grand prize, then you have to get your project into the finished object of the Advent along. Okay. All right.
Okay.
And the Unselfish Knitter, Noelle?
The Unselfish Knitter, this is started October the 1st, runs to December 31st, and you're making an item that you're going to give away. It can be to give away as a gift, as a present, could be giving it to a charity, could be giving it to a raffle, just something that you're making that you're not keeping for yourself. And the stipulation was it could be a whip as long as you were less than 50% complete at the start of October, and you need to use a minimum of 50 grams worth of yarn. So. And that we will do a draw at the end of December.
Yes.
So you could have an Advent thing that could be a pair of socks and a gift. So double, triple dip wherever you can.
Absolutely. That's right, for sure. Okay.
Okay. So we want to thank everybody for joining us. Next week we will be back here Tuesdays at the same time. And yeah, we hope you all have a great week knitting socks.
Yes. So, and for those of you that are knitting,
we'll be at 4,000 by next week.
Yeah, maybe. But for those of you that are knitting Gnana as well, have fun with that because I certainly am, and I know Noelle is too.
Yeah.
So yes.
Yeah. Let me tell you that it's like there's no when that glue comes out, it's done before I'm working on anything else. So
yes, something fun to look forward to every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, take care, everybody.
Okay. Yep. Take care, everybody. Have a great week, and we will see you next week. Happy knitting.